Number 1. The largest manufacturing and trading center on the planet. China is known as a country where you can find almost any product at prices much lower than international markets. The two most important locations in China's global trade system are Shenzhen and Yiwu. Shenzhen is a modern tech hub responsible for producing more than 80% of global electronic devices, including smartphones, headphones, smartwatches, and circuit board components. This city is home to major tech corporations like Huawei, Tencent, and DJI. Yiwu in Zhejiang Province is known as the global commodity supermarket. The Yiwu market covers over 6 million square meters with 75,000 stalls, divided into more than 40 specialized markets. This area serves over 15,000 permanent foreign traders from more than 100 countries. Goods from Yiwu are exported to 210 countries and account for 65% of total output. The volume of e-commerce transactions in Yiwu reaches over 250 billion yuan, equal to 32 billion USD. China also recreates famous world landmarks on its own land. The Eiffel Tower has a version in Hangzhou, Tower Bridge is copied in many cities, and Suzhou has a complete Venice district with real canal systems and gondola boats. Residential areas in French, German, and Austrian styles appear everywhere. For technology, China is rolling out biometric payment systems in many areas. Some traditional markets have adopted facial recognition technology for automatic payments, allowing customers to pay simply by walking through exit gates. Robots are widely used in service industries, from serving food to performing arts. Modern robots can dance ballet, do fashion shows, and chat through artificial intelligence. Self-driving vehicles have been put into commercial operation in Shanghai and Beijing. Smart infrastructure systems include park benches with wireless charging, entertainment screens, and medical sensors that can measure heart rate and temperature to detect health conditions in elderly people. Number 2. Ghost cities with not a single soul. China is facing ghost city problems on a scale never seen before in modern history. Estimates suggest there are 65 to 80 million empty apartments spread across the country, accounting for about 20% of total urban housing. This number was confirmed through electricity usage data from State Grid Corporation in 2010, when it found tens of millions of apartments that did not use electricity for 6 straight months. Kangbashi in Ordos City in Inner Mongolia is the most typical example. This area was planned to house 300,000 residents by 2023, but by 2024, only about 130,000 people lived there. When first built in 2009, only 30,000 people were there. Kangbashi has large stadiums, international standard museums, fancy opera houses, and uniquely designed libraries, but these buildings are often empty. Compared to Western cities, the difference is very clear. The empty home rate in London is 2%, New York about 3%, while even the capital Beijing has 25% of apartments with no residents. There are currently about 50 ghost cities recorded across China, including Tianducheng, Thames Town, and Binhai. These areas have complete roads, infrastructure, skyscrapers, and public spaces, but very few people. The main reason is the GDP growth strategy through real estate construction. Local governments encourage fast urban development to create impressive economic growth numbers, regardless of actual population needs. Many Chinese people buy homes as investments rather than to live in, leading to sold-out but still empty conditions. The government is working to solve this problem. In 2024, Ordos authorities allocated 50 million yuan, equal to 6.92 million USD, as home purchase subsidies. Home buyers in Kangbashi receive a 1% subsidy on contract price. Families with 2 or 3 children get 2%. Down payment rates dropped to 15% for affordable housing and 20% for new commercial homes. The ghost city problem reflects an unbalanced development model between supply and demand in China's real estate market. Number 3. China is the country with the most unique laws on Earth. China operates one of the most unique legal systems on the planet, with rules that deeply interfere with personal life at levels hard to imagine for Western people. The social credit system scores all 1.4 billion citizens based on daily behavior. By February 2025, the system had collected 80.7 billion records from 180 million businesses and hundreds of millions of citizens. From 2016 to 2019, more than 23 million times people were banned from buying plane tickets and 5.5 million times from buying high-speed train tickets due to low scores. The system tracks everything from traffic violations and tax debts to not visiting elderly parents. Some cities broadcast the names and phone numbers of people with bad debts over loudspeakers when they make calls to publicly shame them. In the West, credit systems only evaluate ability to repay bank loans, not personal behavior. Gaming control laws for children are strict at levels never seen before. Children under 18 can only play online games from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and holidays. Total of only 3 hours per week. Tencent, the world's largest gaming company, must integrate facial recognition technology to prevent children from borrowing adult accounts. In 2021, after the law was passed, gaming time for minors dropped 92%, from 14 hours to 1 hour per week. Countries like the US, UK, and France have no laws limiting gaming hours, relying only on parent decisions. The law banning reincarnation without permission is the strangest rule. In 2007, the Chinese government issued Order No. 5 stating that Tibetan lamas cannot reincarnate without Beijing's permission. The golden urn system from the 18th century is used like a lottery to select new lamas, and candidates must be approved by the government first. The Dalai Lama in exile declared this law unreasonable and shameful. Local authorities even sell reincarnation quotas like business licenses. No Western country interferes with religion at this level. Number 4. China is facing a serious gender imbalance. Chinese women have long been known for their elegant beauty following East Asian standards. A small face, bright white skin, almond eyes, and a refined high nose are features highly valued by society. This beauty has become a widespread standard through movies, social media, and fashion brands, shaping the concept of Asian beauty standards in the eyes of the world. Modern Chinese women pay special attention to foot care. They see it as an important part of overall beauty, spending much time on massage, pressure point treatment, moisturizing cream, and specialized yoga. Some spa centers in Beijing and Shanghai offer traditional foot care services combining classic massage with modern technology, with prices from 500 to 2,000 yuan per session. However, the history of Chinese women's feet has a dark chapter. From the late 10th century, the foot-binding custom forced girls aged 4 to 7 to have their feet tightly wrapped with cloth to prevent growth, breaking bones, and deforming them to just 7 to 10 centimeters. By the 19th century, nearly 50% of Chinese women, especially Han noble class, had gone through this practice. This custom lasted for centuries before being banned in the early 20th century. White skin remains a symbol of social status. Since feudal times, fair skin showed noble class, because only people who did not work outdoors could keep pale smoothness. The Chinese skin whitening cosmetics market reached $7.4 billion USD in 2023. Accounting for 60% of the global market. Some women use dangerous methods like taking whitening pills, washing face with white vinegar, or injecting diluted blood. In romantic matters, Chinese women have clear standards for ideal partners. They prefer men over 1.8 meters tall, with stable jobs, owning houses and cars. This reflects the serious gender imbalance problem with 34 million more men than women due to the one-child policy lasting from 1980 to 2015. The competition for finding partners has turned marriage into heavy pressure for Chinese men. Number 5. Where 700 million cameras track your every step, China operates the largest and most advanced monitoring system on the planet called Project Skynet. By 2025, the country has installed over 700 million surveillance cameras, equal to every 2 citizens being watched by at least 1 camera. For comparison, this number is 4 times the total cameras in the US. Skynet's facial recognition technology reaches 99.8% accuracy and can scan all 1.4 billion Chinese citizens in less than 1 second, according to Global Times reports. The system not only recognizes faces, but also analyzes walking style, clothing, and behavior to identify people even when they cover their faces. Real applications of this system have been proven many times. Chinese police once successfully caught a fugitive suspect among a crowd of 50,000 people at a concert in just seconds. In Wuhu City, a murder suspect on the run was detected by cameras when buying food. The system deeply integrates with daily life. If a person jaywalks, cameras automatically recognize faces, match with identity, and issue fines without human involvement. In Shenzhen, violators' faces are displayed on large LED screens right on the street, along with their names and ID numbers for public shaming. AI in the system can analyze online shopping habits, medical records, neighbor interactions, and smart home device usage to understand habits, relationships, and even mental states of citizens. Skynet integrates with Internet of Things devices like smart traffic lights, facial recognition payment systems, and social media apps. Chinese authorities explain this system helps create safer cities and improve public service efficiency. However, the scale and sophistication of this surveillance machine is unprecedented in human history. Number 6. 40 million Chinese people still live in caves like prehistoric times. While most of the world has moved to living in modern buildings, China still has 35 to 40 million people living in cave dwellings called yaodong. This number is more than the entire population of Canada with 39 million people, exceeds Poland with 38 million people, and doubles the Netherlands' population. The cave-dwelling tradition has existed for over 4,000 years, mainly concentrated on the Loess Plateau in Shanxi Province. This plateau covers 640,000 square kilometers with yellow earth layers 50 to 80 meters thick, ideal for digging caves. Each cave is typically 6 to 7 meters deep, 10 to 12 meters long, with arched roofs providing earthquake resistance and natural sound insulation. The biggest advantage of yaodong is maintaining stable temperatures from 15 to 20 degrees Celsius year-round without air conditioning or heating. Compared to the US, where each household spends an average of $2,000 per year on electricity for cooling and heating, yaodong families spend almost nothing on this. According to research from Xi'an University of Architecture, yaodong saves 70 to 85% energy compared to regular houses. China's political history is also tied to yaodong. Mao Zedong and the Chinese Communist Party lived and commanded the revolution from caves in Yan'an during the period from 1935 to 1948. Over 300 historic caves in Yan'an are now preserved as national heritage sites. Yaodong families typically have 3 to 5 caves, with 6 generations living together under one roof, something rarely seen in the West. However, most current residents are elderly people because young people migrate to cities seeking better job opportunities. A new trend is appearing when some young people return to renovate yaodong into high-end homestays serving tourism. Rental prices for one night at renovated yaodong range from 300 to 800 yuan, equal to 40 to 110 USD, attracting domestic and foreign tourists wanting to experience traditional lifestyle. Number 7. Where the internet is a parallel world designed by the government. China operates the largest and strictest internet control system on the planet called the Great Firewall. By 2025, over 1 billion Chinese internet users cannot access familiar platforms like Google, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, or Wikipedia. Even TikTok, a product created by China that dominates the world, is blocked right in its home country. Instead, there is the domestic version Douyin with completely different algorithms and content. As replacement, China has built its own separate internet system. WeChat with 1.3 billion users has become the center of all activities from messaging, payments, taxi booking to medical appointments. Baidu replaces Google in search. Youku and IQIYI provide videos instead of YouTube. DeepSeek is the answer to ChatGPT with the ability to process Chinese and follow government censorship policies. However, the most special point is the real identity requirement. According to the 2017 cybersecurity law, all social media accounts must register with real phone numbers and ID cards. Nearly 90% of Chinese social media users must verify accounts through phone numbers linked directly to personal identity. This means every comment, post, and online activity can be traced back to the real owner. From September 1, 2025, China also issued a law requiring labels on all content created by AI. WeChat and Douyin must display warnings with content generated by artificial intelligence, and users must self-declare if they use AI to produce text, images, or videos. The purpose is to prevent deepfakes and fake information. The Cyberspace Administration of China also censors content in real time. Automated algorithms scan and delete sensitive keywords, while manual monitoring staff review posts with high engagement. The result is that Chinese people live in an internet space completely different from the rest of the world. Number 8. Places where no one is allowed to enter. China opens tourism widely with millions of international visitors each year. But on this vast territory, there are still areas completely forbidden to foreigners, and even Chinese citizens need special permits. Beijing Military City is the newest military command complex being built in the Qinglonghu area, 32 kilometers from Beijing Center. The estimated area is about 1,500 acres, 10 times the Pentagon in the US, with deep underground tunnel networks in nuclear-proof bunker form. This facility is designed to replace Western Hills as wartime command headquarters, ensuring survival capability in nuclear attack scenarios. The area is completely sealed off, and authorities do not release any information. Laronggar in Sichuan is the world's largest Buddhist academy, with over 40,000 monks and nuns once living in red wooden houses spread across mountain slopes higher than 4,000 meters. Since 2016, authorities have completely closed it to foreigners and expelled thousands of monks in religious control campaigns. The reason comes from the politically sensitive nature of the Tibet region. The tomb of Qin Shi Huang is an archaeological forbidden zone, even though the Terracotta Army has been visible since 1974. The underground palace section remains sealed because ancient texts describe rivers and seas of mercury, and modern measurements confirm abnormal mercury concentrations. Opening the lid too quickly could release toxic fumes and destroy artifacts. Only excavated areas are open to the public. Lopnor was China's nuclear testing site from 1964 to 1996. Satellite images from 2020 to 2024 show expanded testing infrastructure, keeping this area strictly sealed for military purposes and concerns about remaining radiation. Number 9. A country with unique cuisine. China has a cuisine with dishes completely different from Western standards, from fried insects to fermented foods with strong smells but loved by local people. Insect cuisine has become part of Chinese food culture, especially on Wangfujing Street in Beijing. Here, roasted scorpions, fried grasshoppers, buttered silkworm pupai, and dragonflies are openly sold. According to the UN Food and Agriculture Organization (FAO), insects have protein content up to 60 to 80% of dry weight, more than double beef. The edible insect market in China reached about $500 million in 2024 and is expected to grow 15% each year. Insect dishes are usually fried crispy with spicy seasonings or grilled on bamboo sticks. Stinky tofu is one of the most distinctive-smelling dishes in China. The fermentation process lasts from several weeks to several months, creating a strong smell that can be detected from dozens of meters away. In China, there are over 30 different ways to prepare stinky tofu depending on the region, from deep-fried in Beijing, steamed in Hunan, to pickled in brine in Taiwan. Chinese consumers spend about $200 million each year on stinky tofu. Beggar's chicken is a high-end dish originating from Zhejiang province. The chicken is marinated with spices, wrapped in lotus leaves, then covered with a clay layer 3 to 5 centimeters thick and baked in a charcoal oven for 4 to 6 hours. When finished, the clay layer is broken and the dried lotus leaves peel off along with the chicken feathers. Currently, this dish costs from 300 to 800 yuan, equal to 40 to 110 USD at high-end restaurants. Bird's nest soup is made from sea swallow nests, a type of bird that builds nests with hardened saliva. Bird's nest prices range from $2,000 to 10,000 USD per kilogram depending on quality. A bowl of bird's nest soup at luxury restaurants can cost from 50 to 200 USD. Number 10. China produces more than the US and EU combined. China has become the world's largest manufacturing powerhouse with production capacity far beyond any other country. To understand this scale clearly, direct comparison with developed economies like the US and European Union is needed. In electronics, China produces 1.8 billion mobile phones each year, equal to 6 times the US population. The country accounts for over 90% of global smartphone output, 90% of personal computers, and 70% of televisions. Shenzhen Valley alone exports electronic devices worth $294.7 billion USD annually, a figure equal to the entire GDP of the Philippines. Most major brands like Apple, Samsung, and Dell manufacture in China. For energy, China is both the largest consumer and leading renewable energy producer in the world. In 2024, global energy consumption increased 1.9%, but China alone increased 4%, double the average rate. The country expects to install 105 to 115 gigawatts of wind power in 2025, a capacity 3 times the total wind power capacity of all of Germany. However, the massive production comes with serious environmental impact. China accounts for 35% of total global greenhouse gas emissions in 2023, while the US only accounts for 11% and the European Union 7%. China's total emissions are more than the US and EU combined. Still, data from 2024 and 2025 shows China's emissions have peaked and begun declining thanks to heavy investment in renewable energy. This production capacity comes from the world's most complete supply chain system, abundant labor, and state-focused industrial policy. When a factory in the US needs 3 months to find components, a Chinese factory can get them the same day. This is why even countries wanting to reduce dependence on China still struggle to find alternatives. Number 11. 5 megacities bigger than entire countries. China owns cities with population size and area far exceeding many countries in the world. These megacities are not only crowded, but also economic, technology, and cultural centers with global influence. Beijing is the capital with over 3,000 years of history, currently with a population of about 22 million people. This city owns 8 World Heritage Sites recognized by UNESCO, more than any other capital. The Forbidden City has 9,999 rooms and is the largest wooden palace still existing on the planet. Tiananmen Square has an area of 440,000 square meters, able to hold up to 1 million people. Underground Beijing also has a tunnel system over 85 kilometers long built during the Cold War, now converted into commercial space and tourist sites. Shanghai is China's most populated city with 29 million people, 3 times Sweden's population. The city's population has increased 6 times in 70 years, from 5 million to 29 million. Shanghai Tower at 632 meters with 128 floors is the world's 3rd tallest building. Shanghai has a subway system over 800 km long, longer than the entire London and New York subway systems combined. Guangzhou has been China's trade gateway for over 2,000 years, the starting point of the Maritime Silk Road. The Canton Fair, held here twice yearly, attracts over 200,000 merchants from 210 countries with transaction volume over 30 billion USD each session. Shenzhen is a modern economic miracle. In 1979, this was just a fishing village with 30,000 people, now over 13 million. This city is headquarters for Huawei, Tencent, and DJI, with GDP reaching 450 billion USD, higher than the entire Philippines. Chongqing has 32 million people, more than all of Malaysia. The city is called the 8D City because of complex terrain with 18 layers of roads built on top of each other. Metro Line 2 running through a residential building at Liziba Station is China's most famous check-in spot. Number 12. 3 places in China that challenge the laws of physics. China owns some natural landscapes and human-made structures that make tourists question whether their eyes are deceiving them. Zhangjiajie in Hunan Province is where James Cameron found inspiration for the movie Avatar. This area has over 3,000 sandstone pillars up to 400 meters tall, formed about 380 million years ago by water and wind erosion. The Zhangjiajie Glass Bridge is 430 meters long and sits at 300 meters height, equal to 100 floors, able to support 800 people at once. In 2016, to prove durability, management let a 2-ton truck drive across and used sledgehammers to test it. Bailong Elevator at 326 meters is recorded in the Guinness Book as the world's tallest outdoor elevator, taking tourists to the top in 88 seconds. Jiuzhaigou in Sichuan Province was recognized by UNESCO as a World Natural Heritage Site in 1992. The area has 118 lakes with different colors, from emerald green, sapphire blue to amber yellow, due to mineral and algae content in the water. Five Flower Lake has transparency up to 20 meters, allowing clear view of rotten tree trunks and stones at the bottom. Norilang Waterfall is 300 meters wide and 20 meters high, creating white water flow like a giant curtain. In 2017, a 7.0 magnitude earthquake destroyed part of the landscape, but authorities restored the area in just 2 years. Yuanyang rice terraces in Yunnan were created by the Han people over 2,300 years ago. The terrace system spreads across 3,000 steps from 1,000 meters to 2,000 meters altitude, covering about 125 square kilometers. UNESCO recognized this as a World Cultural Heritage Site in 2013, with the reason being a masterpiece of harmony between humans and nature. Each spring, when the terraces are flooded with water, thousands of mirrors reflect the sky, creating scenes like galaxy strips on Earth. Number 13. Where 1.4 billion consumers reshape global markets. China is the world's largest consumer market with over 1.4 billion people, accounting for about 18% of global population. This scale equals 4 times the US population and nearly 3 times the total European population. The total retail sales value nationwide in 2025 is expected to exceed 1.3 trillion USD, helping maintain retail growth of about 5% despite unstable global economy. The urban middle class is estimated at over 430 million people, the major spending power making China the #1 target for international brands. This market has special features compared to the West. Chinese consumers on average buy 2 out of 3 pairs of shoes each year, while Americans buy 7 pairs, but just increasing by 1 pair per person, the Chinese market immediately expands 4 times compared to the US. Food sales increased 12.3% in 2025, while the recovery index in the US is below 3% and in Europe is 1%. Additionally, Chinese consumers spend billions of USD on premium products, with domestic personal luxury goods sales increasing more than 36% in 2021 despite the pandemic. China is also the world's largest car exporting country in 2025, surpassing both Japan and Germany in the number of electric vehicles sold abroad. BYD, a Chinese electric car maker, officially surpassed Tesla in global sales, forcing Western manufacturers to change strategies in Europe and America. China's e-commerce market has over 700 million online shoppers, leading to 3.5 trillion USD in sales each year, accounting for nearly half of global e-commerce transactions. This development comes from demand for high-quality products, personalization, and the live stream shopping model, a strength no other country can compete with. If you are thinking about doing business or expanding an international brand, China is the golden dream that no business can ignore. Comment number 18 if you believe China will continue to dominate the global consumer industry. Number 14. You can live in China for half what it costs in Europe. Living costs in China vary clearly between big cities and smaller areas. However, compared to cities in the US, UK, or Singapore, this level remains highly competitive. Rent for a 1-bedroom apartment in Beijing or Shanghai typically ranges from 600 to 900 USD per month. If only renting a room in an apartment, costs can drop to about 500 USD. Basic food purchasing costs per month range from 150 to 280 USD depending on eating habits, area, and habits. A meal at a basic restaurant costs from 3 to 7 USD. In university or dormitory eating areas, it can be just 1 to 2 USD per meal, suitable for students or young workers. If choosing to eat at canteens or cook yourself, total food costs can decrease by about 20% compared to eating out regularly. Public transportation in China is also a notable advantage. Subway or bus fares average only 15 to 50 USD per month, suitable for both students and workers. In many big cities, integrated monthly passes for trains, buses, and public bikes create synchronized movement conditions much cheaper than developed countries. If using taxis regularly, travel costs will increase, but app-based ride booking helps save maximum costs compared to buying personal vehicles. Besides main expenses, services like gyms or personal sports activities range from $30 to $50 per month for basic packages. Many offices and new urban apartments also integrate sports spaces, free gyms for residents, helping reduce living costs. Total basic living costs for one person in China's big cities, including housing, food, travel, and services, range from $880 to $1,800 per month. This level is typically cheaper than Tokyo, London, and New York at the same time in 2025, helping China attract more and more professionals, students, and foreign workers wanting to save money or seek new experiences. Number 15. 3 classic tourist scams that every traveler easily falls for. Traveling to China brings wonderful experiences, but some scams still exist and target foreign tourists in big cities. Below are the 3 most common traps you need to watch out for. The tea invitation scam is one of the classic tricks in Beijing, Shanghai, Chengdu, and Lijiang. Usually, a girl or a group of young people approach you near tourist spots, make friendly conversation, and suggest going for tea to practice English. They lead you to a seemingly normal tea house, show a menu with prices around 48 yuan, equal to $7 per cup. However, when paying, the bill can reach several hundred USD. In 2016, 2 Japanese students were scammed $160 for 30 minutes of tea in Shanghai, with an original bill of 2,114 yuan, while the menu only showed 48 yuan. Notably, victims also receive a Chinese knot gift when leaving. This is a signal for other scam groups to know this person has been scammed and doesn't need approaching again. If facing this situation, politely refuse and only join experiences booked through hotels or reputable tours. Payment issues are also a major challenge. China has shifted to a cashless economy with over 90% transactions through QR codes. Many restaurants, taxis, and small shops don't accept cash or international cards. Some restaurants also apply the two-menu trick, one menu when you order and another menu with higher prices when paying. You need to prepare Alipay or WeChat Pay before arriving, and should download offline translation apps because Google Translate doesn't work due to the Great Firewall. Fake taxis at airports and train stations are the third trap. Unlicensed drivers stand waiting right at exits, offering fixed prices 2 to 3 times higher than actual rates. Legal taxis in Beijing have license plates starting with letter B, have meters and clear pricing displays. Some drivers also use fake meters or trick customers into getting out, then drive away with luggage, follow official taxi lines inside stations, and request printed receipts.